Hey guys, today's video is going to be a solo job. This is going to fit sort of right in that threshold where we're transitioning from tier 2 of the MJ hierarchy project into tier 3. I want to sort of go back and revisit, when Josh Dawson comes on and when Chris from Card Ladder comes on and when Nat came on. We primarily talked about the actual cards, and I wanted those tier reveal videos to be more about the cards, the history of the cards, the aesthetics of the cards, where you find the cards, how you get the cards. We dabbled in a little bit in value. We dabbled a little bit in pack odds. This video is going to be tier 2 specific. It is going to be about pack odds, the 4 toughest pack odds in all of tier 2, which is 54 cards. And then the 4 lowest serial numbered cards in tier 2, all 54 cards. So we're looking at the 4 toughest pack odds, the 4 toughest cards which are serial numbered, and we will dig into value. We will dig in a little bit into the history of the sales of those cards and some really interesting stuff that we're going to look at together. And part of the beauty of this project is when you look at something and you look at the pack odds, then you look at the card itself and you're like, yeah, it's got tough pack odds. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Yeah, it's scarce. Yeah, it's rare. Why is it not selling for more? Or why is this one selling for so much more than this one? These are the things that we do. Even flippers did that, right? With Doncic versus Trae Young, with Zion versus Ja Morant. So we're going to compare pack odds, serial numbering. We're going to look at the 4 rarest serial numbered, 4 rarest pack odds. So stay tuned. I think you're going to like this video. Sorry I'm flying solo, so I'm going to do my best to provide you guys with some entertainment and some education. PWCC is a great way to sell your sports cards. If you're looking for a way to support the Cajun Cardboard YouTube channel, consider using the promo code Cajun, all caps, CAJUN, when you're selling your cards on the PWCC marketplace. All right, here we go. Let's get cranking. We're going to work off of the pack odds sheet for this. Remember, tier 2 consists of 54 cards, 2 pictures of 27 cards. It's just tier 2 and then tier 2 continued. Just to give you guys a quick look, here's the picture. Today's topic is the 4 cards with the toughest pack odds, the 4 cards with the lowest serial number, right? Let's start just with the first tier 2 picture. We're talking specifically when it comes to pack odds. Let me just show you my pack odds spreadsheet here. And again, remember, you're going to get there's going to be a poster that I put out at some point. It's going to have the entire hierarchy picture, start to finish, 14 different, 27-page pictures on the front in the form of a pyramid. It's going to be branded with PWCC and Homage, my 2 brand affiliates. And then on the back, I'm also going to put Josh Dawson's at Northeast Sports Card logo on there because he helped me so much. I am flying solo this video. Josh abandoned me. When it comes to pack odds, Josh just disappeared, right? No, I'm just kidding. He actually helped me a lot with these, and we talked through a lot of these. But the back of that poster is going to have all these pack odds, and it's going to be broken down for every single card, over 300 cards, every single card that's in this project. And so what I've done for you on the screen share is I've highlighted the 4 cards in tier 2, all 54 cards, the 4 toughest pack odds. All of them are 5-digit pack odds, and this is the pack odds to pull this particular Michael Jordan card, okay? And I'm going to talk you through how I calculated some of these, just so you guys know it's not as simple as it is as simple as, I guess, reading the wrapper, but to calculate the Jordan odds, you got to go a step further, and sometimes you got to do some subtraction, sometimes you got to do some multiplication. And honest to God, sometimes you got to do some guessing. And so please don't shoot the messenger if any of these pack odds are off. If there's any doubt on any of them when I do produce this poster and I go to print, I'm going to put a little asterisk on there, which is basically going to be my, one of these emojis like I did my best. It's as close as I can get. Let me know if you know something I don't. I use Trading Card Database, Cardboard Connection, Beckett, the backs of wrappers, old Beckett magazines. We went through all that stuff to calculate some of these pack odds. I'm pretty sure I'm good on these tier 2 right here. But you'll see the 3 platinum medallions from 96 are not serial numbered, right? Remember, the 1998 platinum medallion. So you're looking at platinum medallion on your screen. Let's zoom in. Second card from top left, platinum medallion, platinum medallion, platinum medallion. Numbered, serial numbered, serial numbered, serial numbered. But the 96s, 1, 2, 3 are not serial numbered. So we're working off of pack odds for those. We're going to get to those in a second. And then the fourth Next highest pack odds is going to be the Z-Force Big Men on Court, and that's on picture number 2. It's the darker of the Big Men on Court. And remember, if you recall, back when Josh and I were discussing it, this card's very, very often faked. We're going to pull up the pop report. We're going to look at it. Just please keep in mind, those pop reports are not going to be super accurate, especially in the BGS category, okay? But we're going to pull it up. We're going to talk through it and maybe do some conjecturing or conjuring or conjecturing. I don't know. We're going to look at it. We're going to talk about it. Going back to the pack odds, the 3 highest pack odds on page 1 are the 96 Ultra Platinum medallions. There are 3 of them. 2 of them appear in Series 1, and that is the P143 and the P16. For those of you not familiar with 90s products, some 90s products released in 2 series. Once early in the year, once late in the year, so they could add in rookies or people that show up out of nowhere. They didn't really have a G League, so they weren't exactly pulling dudes up from the G League back then. I think the CBA did exist, but there was not a lot of back and forth between CBA and NBA that I recall. So there's going to be a Series 1 and a Series 2 for 1996 Ultra specifically. The Platinum Medallion number P280, this card right here, which is affectionately referred to as the Step It Up card, is from Series 2. These 2 cards, the Ultra Effort and then the base card, which is P16, are from Series 1. The Step It Up card is a 1 in 14,800 pack odds. The other 2 cards from Series 1 are 1 in, get this, 26,640 pack odds. Okay, so let's go first look at how I calculated those pack odds. We got to go here. So I'm on Trading Card Database. You guys are looking at it. I've got it zoomed in here. Hopefully you guys can read this highlighted section right here. So for the P280, as we discussed, that is Series 2. It was released in Series 2. If you scroll up here, you can see it was 300 cards total, 150 in Series 1, 150 in Series 2. Cards 1 through 148 were inserted in Series 1. We're not there. We're talking about P280. We're talking about the Step It Up. The Step It Up was released in Series 2. That's a 1 in 100 Series 2 packs, okay? So every 100 packs you open, you get a Platinum Medallion. How does that help us? Well, there's Michael Jordan is only one of the cards in Series 2 that has a Platinum Medallion. We're looking at the 280, card number 280. Now, you would think it's 300 cards, 150 and 150, so you just multiply 100 by 150, 15,000, there's your pack odds. Hold on a second. Let me highlight something else for you. It says right here, as you can see, checklists do not exist in this parallel, meaning they did not make Platinum Medallion checklists. Probably a good call by Ultra back in the day. So instead of 150 cards in Series 2, there are 148. Instead of 150 cards in Series 1, there are 148. As you can see, Series 2 was an easier pull than Series 1. Series 2 was 1 in 100. Series 1 was 1 in 180. So for the Series 2 card, the P280, the card that we're looking at on our screen here, the Step It Up, that is 100 times 148, which yields a pack odds of 1 in 14,800, even by Louisiana math. The Series 1 cards have identical pack odds. So if you want to know the pack odds of pulling a Michael Jordan Platinum Medallion from Series 1 of 1996 Ultra, it's 1 in 13,320. But if you want to know the pack odds, which we do in this case, of pulling a particular Series 1 Platinum Medallion, either the P143, right here, or the P16 right here. If you're trying to pull one of those 2 cards specifically, then your pack odds are an astronomical 1 in 26,640. Okay, that's how we calculated those pack odds. Now, let's move on to Card Ladder because I want to see what some of these things are selling for. You guys like to talk about prices. This is one of those videos where I fly solo. I don't waste Josh Dawson's time and brain and energy talking too much about prices, although I will tell you this. As we transition into Tier 3, which is going to start next week, watch this video before you get to Tier 3. Josh and I have recorded all 3 videos for Tier 3. We do start to talk a lot more about prices because I want to emphasize the affordability of a lot of these cards. And again, before you guys accuse me of pump and dump, I don't sell Michael Jordan cards that are unique to my collection. If I have one copy, I don't sell the card. So I might be pumping, but I am certainly not dumping. I just want to make that very, very clear. I do sell Michael Jordan cards that I own duplicate copies of, but the cards that you're going to see in Tier 3, I don't own very many duplicate copies of those. So I'm a buyer, not a seller. Just want to get that out of the way. All right, so the P280, to step it up, I've got it sorted by date. You're not going to believe this. The last one that sold was $350. Now, it was an SGC6. I don't know if there's some kind of damage or surface damage or whatever, but 4 figures for the one before that. You're talking about a platinum medallion, 1 in 14,800 pack odds that is selling for less than 4 figures. That surprised me a great deal, even if we sort it by the highest price ever. And the other thing I want y'all to notice is look right there where I highlighted. 31 times this has been sold. The other thing I wanted to do is highlight this. Trading Card Database, and Beckett probably agrees, estimates that these Platinum Medallions first and second series have an estimated print run, well, it says print run, it doesn't even say estimated, of 250, meaning there's 250. So if they were going to be serial numbered, they'd be much easier to pull than the serial numbered versions of 97 and 98. That being said, if the pack odds for these are an astronomical 14,800 and then like 26,000, imagine what the pack odds are of the serial numbered 97s and 98s, which are serial numbered to about 40% as many. So your pack odds are getting up into the like 1 in 50,000. It's sort of a crazy mark, right? And so that's how it's kind of sometimes tricky to compare serial number versus pack odds. And so right now we're just talking about pack odds. But the Step It Up Platinum Medallion P280 has sold 31 times ever in history. If we sort it by price, it's never sold for more than $1,650. That to me was very surprising. And that's a PSA 9 copy, a very good copy. A PSA 8, 1260, a PSA 10 sold for $1248 in 2019. I have a hunch that card would be worth more today. Card Ladder agrees, $47.52. If that came up, I promise you, I'm pushing the $10,000 mark on that card. If that's a PSA 10, it's a crazy low pop. It's a PSA 10. We just looked at the pack odds. It's one over 14,000. If that card came out today, that card's selling for more than 47,800, whatever Card Ladder suggested. Again, Card Ladder has this confidence meter below letting you guys know, hey dudes, we're just guessing. It's been freaking 4 years since it's sold. We don't know. We're tying it to the General Jordan Index, which may or may not be a good way to do it, but there ain't any better way to do it. And so I'm guessing that card would sell for significantly more. What about the Ultra Effort? The P143, I've got it sorted here. Only 10 have ever sold. And so that is sort of consistent with what we said, where this one's almost twice as rare. 180 pack odds versus 100 pack odds. That's significantly more rare. This one has only sold 10 times ever. And then the last one that sold was 4,200 recently, just happened in June. If we sort it by price, highest ever sold, that was it. The last one was the highest ever sold. Before that, you got to go all the way back to the PSA 10 that sold in 2021 for $3,700. What about the P16? Again, we're talking about this card right here. This is the base Platinum Medallion. So this is sort of the big boy of the three. It's Series 1, so it's 1 in 26,640 pack odds, so it's tougher. And it's the base Platinum. So it's the true base parallel, which probably means more to most people than the Ultra Effort. Remember, we saw the Ultra Effort had never sold for more than 4,200, just recently hit that number. Going back, the Platinum Medallion P16 has sold last for 1,200, but that was a PSA 6, okay? It has sold 82 times. So interestingly enough, the P16 has sold more than really double, almost exactly double as many times as the Series 1, as the Series 2 P280 and the Series 1 P143 combined. So if you combine these two on the left, they've sold for about half as many times as the P216. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of letters and numbers in here, and I'm from Louisiana, so I'm doing my best. If we sort by price, you can see this card actually has sold for a monstrous number. In 2021, a PSA 10, it lurked and emerged out of the shadows and reared its beautiful face in 2021, December, just before Christmas. And somebody went ahead on the PWCC Weekly and snatched that mug for $29,000. So one thing you will see that's kind of comforting, if you look at the highest sold prices ever, PWCC Weekly, PWCC Weekly, PWCC Weekly, PWCC Weekly, eBay, PWCC Weekly, eBay, PWCC Weekly. You guys, if you're not on PWCC Weekly buying and selling, you're kind of sleeping. You don't need to exclusively buy and sell on PWCC Weekly, but you need to keep your eyes on it because that's where a lot of big boys always go to market, and that's where they show up. So again, if you're going to do that, go into my YouTube description. Please use my affiliate link to support the Cajun Cardboard channel and this Michael Jordan Hierarchy project. And then same thing, if you're selling or you're submitting cards to store in your PWCC vault, or you're shipping them to PWCC because you know what? I don't feel like typing out titles and listings and putting this on eBay and then shipping it and worrying about unpaid and you know, worrying about insurance and how do I insure a $29,000 card. If you're going to sell Jordan cards or sell any cards for that matter, think about the PWCC Weekly because you ship it and forget it. They do it. All of the breakdown, your yield, and what you net from those sales is all broken down on PWCCmarketplace.com. So there's no secrets there. You're going to get the hammer price plus a percentage of the buyer's premium. If you're going to do that, if you do want to sell on PWCC Weekly, please either reach out to me and message me on Instagram. I'm easy to find, Cajun_cardboard, or just use the promo code Cajun, CAJUN, all caps. When you submit stuff to your vault, when you submit stuff to PWCC and say, you know what, I want to move these 40 slabs, just sell them for me in the next PWCC auction, type in my promo code and it'll help support the Cajun Cardboard channel. Okay, so those are the 3 platinum medallions. Those are all 3 monsters. We talked about those. Let's move on to the next highest pack odds. Again, still 5 figures. We're talking about this one right here, the Z-Force Big Men on Court from 1996. There's another Big Men on Court. Do not forget about that. I do have yeah, there it is. Let's pull it up. So here's the 97 Big Men on Court. Very different card. Here are the 2 96s. Did I get that right? Yeah, the 2 96s. Oops, where am I? Here we go. Are right next to it. They look alike. Cajun, you screwed up. You put the same card in tier 2 twice. No, I didn't. Watch the video. This is the Big Men on Court. This is the Big Men on Court Z-Pete. There are rules to this hierarchy project, and I keep trying to reiterate to people, please watch the first video. I get comments like, hey, this project's stupid. You didn't put the game jersey auto in there. Well, no shit. It doesn't fit the criteria. I'm not an idiot. I mean, if I was ranking the best Jordan cards in the world, the Jordan game jersey autos would most certainly appear. You know what? So would a bunch of exquisite Jordan cards. So would a bunch of masterpiece 1-of-1 Jordan cards. So would a bunch of memorabilia cards. So there's criteria. I had to establish criteria just to limit the damn thing to 300 plus cards. Can you imagine if I allowed Wizards, autos, 1-of-1s, memorabilia autos, go down the list, star cards? It would get outrageous and untenable, and so I decided to create criteria. Please watch video 1 if you haven't yet. I just want to keep reiterating that because I know, in all fairness, some people are going to jump in midstream and see this video as their first video. If this is the first video you've seen, please go back and find the video that I released on July 5th. It's going to explain a lot. But there are 2 cards here, and sometimes I've got an all for one rule, and sometimes the cards are so distinct and the pack odds are so different that it merits including both cards. I feel like both of these cards belong in tier 2, so I listed the regular Big Men on Court 96 and the same die cut Z-Pete, which is a little darker version with the word Z-Pete down here at the bottom, as you can see right here on your screen. So 2 different cards, both included. It's the Z-Pete with the crazy odds. Now look, let's be clear. The Big Men on Court is 1 in 2,400 pack odds. That's nuts too, right? That's really tough to pull. It's a really awesome card, but the Z-Pete parallel of that insert, it's a parallel insert. We've talked about the difference between a parallel and an insert, and then there are parallel inserts or insert parallels. That's what this is, 11,200. Only in Series 2. Do not forget that, only in Series 2. I think I've got that bad boy pulled up. Let me go find that card at some, there we go. Okay, so this card, and again, I'm on Card Ladder, I'm in sales history. I could pull it up in the Card Ladder generally, but I wanted to put it in sales history because I wanted to pull all the grades. This card has sold for as much as 40 grand. It sold for 40 grand in the year 2021. That was a PSA 10 copy, which puts it in very, very rare company. I'll show you right here. There are only 8 PSA 10s in existence. As we mentioned, there's some fakes out there. Be very, very careful if you're buying this card. Go on Blowout. Ask a genius, not me. I'm not the genius. I am terrible at spotting fakes and authentics. I get those messages so often on Instagram, and I think people think I'm just passing the ball or I don't want to screw with them and I'm just being rude, but I'm like, I am not your person to identify a fake and an authentic. I am not that person. I will move you along to the powers that be. It's just like when I get a tax question in my real job, right? I'm a real estate attorney. If somebody asks me a question about taxes, I don't guess I tell them, you're going to have to talk to Mr. X. If they ask me a question about, successions that it's a little bit outside of my wheelhouse, or a little bit something, wills, trust, and estates, or estate planning and stuff, I don't guess. I just pass them along to an expert in that category. There is no shame in telling someone in the card hobby or in any field of life, I don't know. There's nothing wrong with I don't know, right? It's your job to go figure it out, right? Or find the person who does know. I'm not that person when it comes to fakes and authentics, but 8 PSA 10s, 25 BGS 9.5s. That is an 11,200 pack odds. If we go back and look, it's sold for 40,000 before. Let's look at the most recent sales. You're talking about a PSA 8 that sold for 4,000. So even a PSA 8 is bringing huge numbers. PSA 8 selling for significantly more than a BGS 8.5, significantly more than BGS 8.5, significantly more than a PSA 6, obviously. BGS 8.5, yeah, PSA 8 is far outselling a BGS 8.5. What about a PSA 9? If we sort that by date sold, the last two have sold for 7,500 and 10,500. PSA 9 is still an absolutely monster card, and guess why? There's 7 of them, okay? The gem rate's a little bit lower with PSA than BGS, but half as many have been graded. Again, remember that 135 number. I don't know if Beckett has fixed their pop report to account for those Taiwanese fakes that came in. I think they were from Taiwan. I don't mean to guess, but I thought I vaguely remember them coming. They're coming from Asia, but I think specifically they were coming from Taiwan. I might be wrong. I might have just offended an entire country. But I think they were coming from Taiwan. And again, one criminal in Taiwan is not incriminating to the entire country of Taiwan. We got plenty of criminals here in the United States, as you guys know, and plenty of them are in the hobby. But this is the Z-Pete. And so this card's, you're looking at about a $10,000 card. So I pose the question, why would the Z-Pete, and again, remember, aesthetics matter. And that's how this hierarchy project got put together. Why would this card right here on your screen, the Big Men on Court Z-Pete, sell for $10,000 in a PSA 9? And in these cards, the Ultra Effort, which is ridiculously, preposterously twice as hard a pack odds, sell for so little. And I guess the difference is one is a parallel and the other is an insert parallel. One is die cut. Maybe people think it looks better. Maybe people like the product better. Maybe people like the Skybox Z-Force more than they like the product 1996 Ultra. I don't know. But it's food for thought, right? I'm not giving you the answers. I'm just posing questions and throwing softballs out there. I'm throwing those clay targets up there, and you guys can shoot them down if you want to and go pick them up or don't pick them up. I do not own any of the cards that we just talked about. I don't own a Z-Pete. I don't own any of those 3 platinum medallions. I do own a platinum medallion card, but it is the 1998 platinum medallion. I own this card right there where Jordan is pushing off on. I think that's Charles Oakley where we're looking down. He's wearing the ones when he went back to the Garden. So that's the card that I own. So I have no dog in this hunt. I need all those cards. Just as an element of transparency, I don't own any of those cards. All right, now we're about to talk about 4 more cards I don't own. Let's talk about the cards with the lowest serial number from Tier 2. These are some cards. Some of these cards now, there are people out there, and rightfully so, they've commented, and that's why I created this project, because I wanted to spur debate and discussion and thoughtful reflection on some of the better Jordan cards in the world and some of the everyday man's, every blue-collar Jordan cards, which we're going to get to in Tier 3 and Tier 4. By the way, there's going to be $20,000 cards that appear in Tier 4. I know, what? Yes, a card that's in Tier 4 sold for $20,000 the other day, and it got paid. I am positive of it because I confirmed it with the person who sold the damn thing. But let's talk about the lowest serial number card. You're talking about first the 2 Fleer Classics on the same row as those platinum medallions. In fact, we just went 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 in a row. There was no rhyme or reason to the order that the cards appear on these pictures, by the way. People keep asking, are they in order? Is this card number, 28 and that's card, down there is card 54 or whatever? No, there's no order to this whatsoever. But these are the 2 Fleer 51s, and somebody insisted that these were not the same picture. I don't know if they are or not. They look the same to me. Maybe they're not. I don't know. But this is the base version on the left. This is the subset card here. Both of these cards are serial numbered to only 61. We're talking about the 1998 Fleer Tradition Classic 61. So if you're going to search it, you can't just put 61 in there, because if you put 61, it's going to pull up the base version because it's card number 61. I'm sorry, it's called Vintage 61. The set's called, the product's called Vintage 61. the insert set's called Vintage 61. So you got to type the word classic in there to make sure you catch the crazy rare stuff. And so here's what we got. I've got the first one. This is the base version, right? This is the base version you got on your screen. Now look, this one's going to sneak in here. I typed in 23 to make sure I got the base version and not the other version, which is card number 142 classic, the green one, right? I wanted to make sure I did not catch, I wanted to make sure I did not catch this card, this green one on the end. I wanted to look only at the purple and the red, which is the card number 23. So I typed in 23, but the problem is it pulled this one from the Premier, which was a humongous sale because it was card number 23 out of 61. And so it pulled because it had the number 23 in it. So disregard this one. This card's only sold 21 times, dating back to 2007. Hold on, let me get this straight. There's the sale by price. Here's a card that's serial number to 61 that sold for $41,000, $39,000, skip that one, $28,000. So these serial number cards are selling for significantly more than the non-serial numbered high pack odds cards that we saw. Should they? Probably. I don't know. There's something to be said for Jordan serial numbered cards, especially hand serial numbered. No, I'm just kidding. That's just a dig. All serial numbered Jordan cards from the 90s, especially the cards that appear in Tier 2, are incredibly valuable, incredibly relevant. So the base one has sold 21 times since the year 2007. I think if I sort it by date sold, there we go. Yeah, we can go all the way back. To 2007. So that's 17 years, man. That's 16 years you're talking about. It's sold only 21 times. So a little over once a year. The last one, and that's even pulling up some crazy crap like this. Like that says classic, it shouldn't. This one says classic, it shouldn't. This one says classic, it shouldn't. And so it's pulling up some of the non-serial numbered stuff too. So it's less than 21 times. I probably should have researched that. It's probably like 17, something like that. What about the other one? What about the Perfect 10? What about the subset parallel? Believe it or not, it has sold for more, okay? So it sold for $45,000, then it also sold for $38,000. If we do it by date sold, the most recent BGS 9 sold for $14,400. The one before that was a PSA 8, and it sold for $38,400. So that's an interesting tale of two cards right here, both on PWCC Premier. One of them serial number to 61, the other one serial number to 61, but guess what that jersey number was? This was the one. Serial number 23 out of 61. So some math nerd out there, I won't name names, a math nerd out there said, you know what? It's numerator number 23. That means something. I can have the only one. It's like a 1 of 1 of 61. And so they paid $38,400, which is $24,000 more than a higher graded BGS 9, depending on how you feel about BGS and PSA. So that's it for those. I don't think there was anything else to talk about with those two cards, but that pretty much does it for that first row here. So those are the third and fourth lowest serial numbered cards that appear in all of Tier 2, right? And we've talked about the highest pack odds cards already. So let's keep moving on. What is the next card as far as lowest serial numbers? Well, they both just happen to appear on page 2, Tier 2, or Tier 2 Part 1, right? We're talking about two Super Raves, but they're very different. One is the 1990, this is the 1997 Super Rave, and it is numbered to 50, and it is affectionately referred to as the Superman card. And here you can see why. If you zoom in on that card, there you go. It says Superman right there. It says Z-Force. It's got that bedazzled nonsense right there. This is serial numbered to 50. And then the other Super Rave is the 98 Skybox Thunder. This one is serial numbered to 25. So this is the lowest serial numbered card in Tier 2. Of all the cards, this is the lowest, and then this Super Rave is the next lowest at 50. This is twice or half the serial number, half the quantity in existence as this other Super Rave, which is also a monster-ass card. So let's pull them up. I've got the Super Rave. This is the Superman, so this is the serial number to 50 version. It is a $30,000 sale in 2022. Now look at these dates. This is crucial, right? Because we remember what the hobby did. If you're watching this 10 years from now, you're still going to know what the hobby did in 2021. First quarter 2021, presumably, primarily. But you're going to look at 2021, 2021, 2021, 2020, 2022, 2021. So all of these record sales are from way back when. If we look at dates sold, the most recent one in BGS 9, here's a BGS 8, 14,520, 11,400. $21,000 for a BGS 9. So only one sale in 2023, and it wasn't that long ago. About 3 months before I'm recording this video, sold for $14,520. And so it's just an absolutely beautiful card. It's a gorgeous card, and let's compare that card to its younger brother. I say younger because the 98 year, if the Skybox Thunder Rave serial number 25 was born in 1998, he's 1 year younger than the Super Rave serial number 50 Superman that we just looked at. And here it is. This is the card that we're talking about. Some people don't even know this card exists until the video, right? We put it out there. I think this card's going to do crazy numbers the next time we see it. There are issues with identifying real versions of this card. Apparently fake versions have popped up, have cropped up, and people are hesitant to touch this card because maybe there's some uncertainty regarding whether or not it's real or fake. I try not to be negative in the hobby, but when it's something as crucial and important as a card like this, which is serial number 25, a tier 2 Jordan card, it merits conversation. So one of these actually did sell, and it sold about 8 months ago, just before Christmas 2022. It was a BGS 9.5 copy. And that's a picture of it right there. There's the card. It's a BGS 9.5 Min Gem with a 9 for edges. Sold for only $13,200. That kind of surprised me. Again, let me get a good look at the card. Well, here, let me give you a better look at the card. Where did I put this card? Sorry. This is a better way to get a look at this card. Let's just hit it again. That's it. That's the card. It's serial number 25. You know, the question is, would you rather the 98 Skybox Super Rave number to 25, or would you rather the, this Super Rave here, grades being consistent? The last BGS 9 sold for almost the exact same price, $14,500, as the last 9.5. It outsold it, actually. So I don't know if that result and that sales price was a result of somebody kind of steering away or maybe steering clear of this card because they didn't know if it was real or not. Maybe they didn't trust Beckett's label. I don't know, but that's kind of it, guys. That's all this video was for. I wanted to show you the cards with the highest pack odds, the toughest cards to pull in tier 2, and then the cards with the lowest serial number, the toughest cards to find in tier 2, and just kind of where they rank, and talk a little bit about the prices of those cards. I can't do it with every single card. It's like doing an Explore the Card episode on every single card. I just can't do it. It'd take me freaking forever, but I thought this would be a pretty good little transition video and a great time to remind everybody out there that, if you want to support the channel, go to the YouTube description, that there is a poster coming out. There is going to be something in hard copy that is coming out. I do have other projects in mind that I'm going to move along to after this MJ Hierarchy project is finished, but hold your horses, buckle in. This sucker is not even halfway done. You are watching the transition video between tier 2 and tier 3. And if you think tier 2 is halfway there because there's 4 tiers and we're done with 2 tiers, it doesn't work that way. Tier 1 and tier 2 are only 3 pictures. It's only 81 total cards. We have over 220 cards to go because tier 3 is 3 pictures. Tier 3 is as big as tier 1 and tier 2 combined. And then tier 4 is bigger than tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 combined. Tier 4 is 7 complete pictures of 27 cards, which, if I do my math right, what is 7 times 27, 140, 169 cards. And so tier 4 is going to be a blast. It's going to be fun. We're doing a separate video with Josh Dawson on every single one of those tier 4 pictures, and you're going to see some cards you've never seen. I promise you, you're going to see some cards you've never seen. You're going to see some cards you forgot about. You're going to see some cards that you're going to think, oh my gosh, I need to go put that in my collection, and you're actually going to be able to do it. You can't go put a Super Rave into your collection or a Platinum Medallion just because you feel like it, right? You need to build towards that. You need to think about that. Some people may not be able to do that financially, but when we get to tier 4, I honest to God believe those videos are going to get more views because almost every card that we look at, if you wanted to put it in your collection in some grade or another, you could probably do it while you're watching the YouTube video. It's going to be that fascinating and that enthralling. I think you guys are going to love it. The other thing I wanted to remind you about is this is the transition video, so this will close the book on tier 1 and 2 for now, until the project is over. We may go back and visit. There's all sorts of things we can do with this. We can rearrange it. If you wanted to rank these cards in order, rank the cards in order. I didn't want to distract from the purpose of the video, which was just really providing a guideline for new or potential collectors in the Jordan card world. Again, Just to reiterate for the millionth time, no one-of-ones, no autographs, no memorabilia autographs, no North Carolina stuff, no post-2000 cards, no Wizards cards, Bulls uniforms only, no base cards, right? Remember, no base cards except the rookie card and then some of those pre-1990 cards. Again, forgive me, all the star collectors, you're only going to see one star card. That does not mean the other 23 Jordan star cards aren't badass and very collectible. I can do a whole project on just those cards. That's how good star cards are. But star cards are not going to appear in here other than the card number 101 from 1984 star. So if you're unclear about what the criteria were for inclusion into this project, please go back and watch the very first video. I have a playlist called Cajun Cardboards in Michael Jordan Hierarchy. It's real simple. You can go watch all the videos in order and have a blast. And I'm guessing this is going to stick around for quite a bit because there's a lot to talk about. And it's something that we can supplement year after year. We can add to this. And I can tell you this. I left out about 50 cards. There's 50 inserts of parallels that I left out of the project because it was just too damn long. And maybe one day we'll supplement this project and we'll add those, or maybe you guys can help me by commenting below. Again, don't comment now, right? Because we still have over 200 cards left. But after the last video, which is probably going to be in August, you guys can comment and let me know, hey, Cajun, you forgot about this little gem. You forgot about this little diamond in the rough. There is no doubt in my mind I did not put every Jordan card that you guys wanted to see in here. And there is also no doubt in my mind, some of you guys are looking at tier 2 and thinking, wait, where is fill in the blank? Why is this in tier 2 and not this? And I love that, right? You're not hurting my feelings. That's why I created this project. And by the way, that's why I made the first video and I had to create guidelines because I wanted everybody to understand the criteria are somewhat subjective. Demand and aesthetics. Those are two objective criteria. I'm trying to quantify demand, but I don't know how many people want a meltdown versus a soaring stars versus a super rave. I don't know how to calculate that. I am kind of doing a little bit of conjecture there to make sure we get, at least we get them at or near the correct tier. So again, thank you guys for watching. The next video you see after this one will be the beginning of tier 3 and you're going to love it. 81 cards, 3 videos, 27 cards in each video. Josh Dawson joins me for each one of those videos. Don't miss that. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. I do more than just this MJ Hierarchy project, by the way. I do more content than just Michael Jordan stuff, although lately the Michael Jordan stuff has consumed me and taken over my life. But hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon for notifications so you know when those tier 3 videos hit. I'll give you a hint. The first one is going to hit on July 24th at 5 p.m. Central Time, when a lot of people are packing their stuff up and making their list to go to the 2023 National Card Show in Rosemont, Illinois. That video will drop. It'll go Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, if I had to guess. So you're going to get all of Tier 3 in next week. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 in a row. Hopefully you guys enjoy those videos as well. Thank you for all the kind messages. Thanks for the positive feedback, and appreciate my guys on Crossover even discussing the project. That's it's flattering and it's much appreciated, and I thank you guys for talking about it. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.